without further ado, here are your hosts, Bill from Warmstrong Adventures and Scott from Controversial Cruising.
Hello. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome into Cruise Talk Live. Bill, happy Wednesday. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing fine. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Scott, I'm looking forward to this show. I was telling you off air, of all my cruises, of all my ships, of everything cruising, this ship is the one ship that I've been looking forward to more than any ship ever. The Jubilee inaugural cruise, the Celebration inaugural cruise, Utopia. I couldn't wait to get on this ship. I booked it as soon as I could, but my 29-day Japan trip came up, and I couldn't decide whether I wanted to go on World America inaugural cruise or the 29-day Japan cruise. I chose Japan cruise, and I'm having FOMO, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it.
Well, I will say, Bill, I am enjoying all of your Japan vlogs that are coming out, all the vlogs from that ship. So even though you might have had a little FOMO, we are definitely enjoying your side of showing us Japan and showing us what it takes to be on a really long cruise, a month long. I mean, 29 days, a month long. But before we do any of that, I do want to take care of some of this. For everybody that does not know, you are tuning in to Cruise Talk Live, the award-winning Cruise Talk Live 2024 Meet and I Awards. And if you do not know who Meet and I are, you definitely should. And you should go over to their page because they have an amazing award ceremony every single year. And Bill and I were lucky enough to be nominated and then lucky enough to win the best series collab of the year 2024. And I put this right when I walk in and right when I walk out, and I see it every single day, whether we're doing Cruise Talk Live or not, because I take a lot of pride in this, and I know Bill takes a lot of pride in this.
Yes, sir.
Award-winning Cruise Talk Live. Thank you for everybody tuning in. I must put her back in her position. But welcome in, everybody. Let's see who has come on in to Cruise Talk Live, and then we are going to get into answering some of your questions about my recent MSC cruise. And I do want to show everybody too. I am supporting my MSC Italian jacket. I guess you can say it has an Italian flag. It was not actually expensive, but if I keep this on, I will be sweating by the end of the show. So I am going to take this off. But I did buy that on the cruise ship. And yes, again, Meet and I had been nice enough to send me a shirt that says dope in real life. And just like you guys, Meet and I are dope in real life. So thank you very much, Meet and I. That was a nice surprise to come home to. First in the chat today is Orange Cone Vlog. He says, Foist. He did beat Dustin, and look at that. J&T Adventures is here. Hello, J&T Adventures. I do have to say, Bill, before I get too far into this, I don't know if you're a Prime guy or a Prime deal guy, but I got this brand new mouse, and let me tell you, it is amazing. I paid like $5 for it on Prime Day. Super good. The touches are great. It is rolling better than my other mouse. And for all those other techies out there to show and tell, I did get an Extreme 512 SanDisk. So thank you, Liz, for sending me that link. But yeah, it was only like $35. So for us content creators, Bill, I know that is that's kind of everything for our Prime Day to get a SD card like 40% off or 37% off. Or
I always look around, even right now. Right now, I don't need anything, but I do. I look every time, and when I say I don't need anything, I'm thinking about getting one of those. I
need something.
Tripods. Well, it's not a tripod, but you can wrap it around like the banisters to get like the views, the
good shot
views, and I have one. But it's small. If it's a wide banister, it won't fit. And if my phone is on it, if my camera is on it, I have a fear of that. So I might still get one of those.
You got 2 more days. 2 more days. 2 more days.
Prime time is the day.
Mary Ellen Dillon, hello. And she says, no question here other than interested in your overall impression. Ooh, I love it. Favorite show. So favorite show out of all of them had to be either Dirty Dancing or Queen. And we will definitely talk Queen Symphonic. We will definitely talk about both of those for sure. Amelia G is also here. Hello, Amelia. Welcome in. Matt and Marley are here from Portholes and Pixie Dust. And if you actually see a better connection than you have seen in the last recent couple of weeks, I do want to make a special thank you to Cruise Life TV and Carnival Cruise Addicts. Oh my God, I almost said controversial cruising. Carnival Cruise Addicts for this wonderful brand new laptop that I'm talking on. So they got tired of seeing me freeze. And I'm sure you guys were getting tired of seeing me freeze too. So thank you guys. Love you guys. Let's see. Mary Ellen Dillon shares mine would be Dirty Dancing or Hall of Fame. You know, Mary Ellen Dillon, you're gonna be mad at me, but I missed Hall of Fame. I signed up for it. There were a few shows that I missed due to some other things going on, but yeah, I'm mad at myself for missing that one. I really am. Yeah, Kurt was on the cruise. He was playing Patrick Swayze. Shay's Adventures is here. Hello, Shay. Welcome in. Will G is here. Hello, Will G. Welcome in. Yo, question for you. Did you try the coffee and the gelato while on board? So yes and yes, Eddie. Unfortunately, the coffee was still the same beans that they use on Carnival and probably a lot of other ships. And some people might actually like this coffee, but I am not a big fan of Lavazza or the Lavazza beans. So all of their specialty roast or even some of their regional roast were still processed and ran through Lavazza. So I tried a few of them, but they just weren't like I'm sorry, I'm going to sound like a real coffee snob right now, but they were not up to my standards. So I still relied on my little coffee system. The gelato, honestly, was knock out of the park, Eddie. If you know gelato, which I know you do, it was knock out of the park. Everything kind of Italian or, European, they did really well. So a gelato, all of the flavors, they had some really wild ones too, like some really like combination ones. You're like, I don't know if Kit Kats and Skittles go together. That was not one of them, but just an example. There were some weird ones. Whatever floats your boat. Angie is here. Hello, Angie. Welcome in. Berdazzle is also here. Hello, Berdazzle. Great to see you. Ryan says, Scoot. Hello, Ryan and Mel. Welcome in. Miss Najuma is here. Miss Najuma is here. Happy Wednesday to you. Mary Ellen Dillon says, beautiful ship. It really was. And to be honest with you, Mary Ellen, I did not get off the ship until 6 days into the cruise. Yeah, 6 days into the cruise. I stayed on in all the ports except Ocean Cay because the ship was that important to me. Mona is here. Hello, Mona. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you. Keisha has also joined us. Happy chat, folk. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. Miss Josiane is here. Hello, Miss Josiane. I caught some of your first live today at work. I'm sorry I could not watch it all, but I will go back and watch the replay. You did a very good job on your first live.
She did. I didn't see it live. I didn't know she was live. And then I look up. I'm like, wait, was she live? Is she live? Mm-hmm. And there she was. And yeah, you did a great job.
I think we're trying to coax her into maybe making it a weekly live, but you got to toe dip. Right? As a new content creator, you commit when you want to commit, right? Just because you see everybody else doing it and whatnot doesn't mean you got to do it every Wednesday, but it was a really nice treat, Josiane.
It is.
Travels PMB is here. Hello, Mr. Paul. Great to see you. Hope you're having a good week. Linda is here. I saw Linda and Denise earlier on Bull Crafting. I love their little new show. They are both a hoot, and honestly, they play so well off each other. Kind of like you and me, Bill. Law Jones is here. Hello, Mr. Law. Been following me around since this morning. Love that. Scott Travels is here. Hello, Mr. Scott. Hope you're having a good week. As well you should, Bill, says Will G. Oh yes, everybody is having wings tonight. I'm getting all these text messages and comments and things that I'm making people crave wings now, even though they're not on the ship. So sorry, it's like one of my 5 favorite foods. Joe Hupp is here, and he has been a member for 4 months. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Joe. It is going to take me just one more second to find all of these because, yeah, StreamYard did some kind of funky, weird thing when I was gone. So now I gotta like reacclimate myself to where everything is. So thanks, Joe. Thank you, Mr. Joe, and thank you to all of our members on both of our sides on Warmstrong Adventures and on also Controversial Cruising. We love all of our members and mods, members and mods. Keisha says award-winning. That's right. That's right. I can't wait to either. Honestly, Mariel and Dylan, when you know you're going back on board, you just text me, let me know. If somehow I'm already gone from my job because I found another one, I'll be there, believe me.
November 22nd. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's really close to the
PK Adventures. He's having a group cruise. I'm not part of the group, but I had booked it on my own already. That's when I'm going.
Gobble, gobble, gobble and go.
You're
going to have a lot of fun. Yep. You're going to have a lot of fun. Emberglet is here. Hello, Emily. Welcome in. Welcome in. Jennifer and Andrew, Embarkation Nation, have joined us. Hello. Welcome in. Yeah, Mary Ellen, it was only $35 from $49. So I think it was on sale until the 11th. So go and check it out.
You know,
Ocean is here. Hello, Ocean.
Not to cut you off, Scott, but speaking about that drive, and this is kind of off topic. I have a bad habit of if I have a big SD card like that, I don't unload my videos in a timely manner. And before you know it, I'm 3 cruises behind, and everything's not clear. So I don't go that. That's a nice size to have to store things. But for me, like 256. That gives me like a 7-day cruise with no problem.
So Bill, you know how you always say, get off my lawn. I'm going to come back with something for you. Put away your laundry. Put away your laundry. Your videos are like your laundry, right? You've already made them.
I have
put them away.
I have Carnival do that for me. Well, for the next 6 years. I'm sorry. Wrong topic, wrong day.
John Heald, put Warmstrong's videos in the file for him. Come on. 6 bags, 6 videos for free.
So, okay.
No.
Back to the hellos. Bruce, welcome in, Bruce.
Getting on you. Put away your laundry. Now, I honestly have to unload my SD card, and I know it takes a long time, but I saw an opportunity for a bad joke. Travels with PMGB is here. Did you enjoy the deck parties? What themes did they have? So the only deck party that I was a part of, well, that's a lie. The 2 deck parties I was a part of. One, Miami Nights. I definitely liked Miami Nights, and I liked watching Miami Nights. I kind of felt a little out of place, sort of, kind of, but I was dancing at the bar by myself. It was cool. And then definitely the White Night. I had never ever seen so many people dressed up in white, whether they were going to the white party, whether they were going to the kids club, whether they were going to the dining room, whether they were going to gamble in the casino. Everybody was in white, like the workers, everybody. I was like, what is going on? I have never seen many participants wearing white willingly that aren't even at the deck party, but they're just like, let's look nice. And of course I did too as well. So I had my White Night. I shared it on my Facebook and things like that. It wasn't the gold trim one, but I mean, I honestly really liked walking around in the white. It made me kind of look a little
it was I mean, the White Night, they live for the White Night party. They have fun at all their parties. The silent party. I mean, just they have a lot of parties, but White Night is the one party that you don't want to miss.
Yes. And again, too, I was kind of also doing my own thing at the bar. One of my bartender friends that I had made, he was actually up there. She was actually up there, excuse me. And I was talking to her. So I was just kind of like dancing around and vibing. You know what? Now, honestly, there were people doing what I was doing. There was couples, there was groups, there was families. It was wild. And they were playing
solos.
There were solos. And they were playing everything from rap music to remix country to like remix reggaeton to Latin music. I mean, there was everywhere on the spectrum. So
that's one of the things. Okay, I don't want to go down that road, but they're inclusive. They have all type of music. They play it, and everybody's out there partying to the music. And I love all music.
Hey, look at that guy. Hey, who's that guy? He dresses up nice. Look at him. Look at
him.
Ooh, peep the shoes. Oh, can't peep the shoes. Sorry, but they're all white. way. Came from Amazon. I have some other media to show, and I realized that I actually had that one set up and I didn't send it to myself. So Shermanator is here. Hello, Shermanator. Welcome in. Are you wearing a shirt or are you not wearing a shirt? You don't have to tell us because you're not on live today. So a new friend of mine, Savannah Mills, is here. Hello, Savannah. Great to see you. This is the less of the two crazy days, Savannah. So today is more about cruise talk. Tomorrow is going to start to get off the rails. We do some trivia, late night trivia, and then Friday night's the match game. And all I'll tell you is just bring a sausage on Friday. So thank you for coming on into Cruise Talks. The Cruise Talk. Najuma is up. I already said Najuma. Sorry, Najuma. Welcome in. PMB trial. Paul says, who was the cruise director? Dr. E was the cruise director. And let me tell you, if I have never been inspired to want to be a cruise director more, it has definitely come after meeting Dr. E. I had a conversation with him. I told him kind of everything that I'm doing here. He obviously gave me some motivation to do so, told me I wasn't old enough because I always say 37 is way too old to be a cruise director. So we had a really nice conversation. And then obviously seeing him do some of the things that he did, you'll see him in my vlog at least once or twice in introducing a performance or introducing like a comedy show or something like that. And you can tell that he is definitely just natural at what he does. Just a natural cruise director and a really good guy too. So yes, I do have to go back for Hall of Fame. I have to go back for Hall of Fame. I have to go back for Whitney. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. Mary Ellen told me 3 times to go to Whitney. I'm sorry. I booked it twice. I'm sorry. Yes, amazing cruise director. He really is. And really such a good guy with such a good heart. And you can tell that was the other thing too. You know, when I had these conversations with Dr. E and my bartenders and the room stewardess, like everything was just so genuine. All of the conversations that were coming from the workers, they seemed really happy and not like fake happy. Like I work in retail. So come on, I put a mask on every day when I go up the street and I fake the happiness, right? But you could tell when you were talking to someone that they are truly happy. And all of these people were just happy to be there, happy to serve you, happy to be around, happy to just be alive. Like it was amazing. And I've had some of the best conversations with those people, with the workers and crew on there than I ever have before. And I have some really good friends on Carnival that I probably have to message that I haven't messaged in a while. But Kimberly Lavelle is here. Hello, Kimberly. Just got home from work. Thank you for joining us. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good week. You are one of my founding members. You definitely are. Laura Jean Huddleston also joins us. Hi, fellas. Eddie and I are sailing on World America in February. Ooh, nice. Interested to hear your thoughts. I love it.
Welcome in, Laura. Or Eddie. This is Laura.
You're definitely going to want to go back. I commented in Bill's and I have my thank you very much, Em. You were running us on both. I appreciate you. And yes, it was funny. Mary Ellen Dillon on the cruise. I was talking to many of you elves on the cruise, but Mary Ellen Dillon kind of gave me like digital scavenger hunts to do. So she gave me like, hey, can you get a selfie with Dr. E? Then it's like, hey, can you get a selfie with my friend Delzy? And I was sitting at the coffee shop one day doing my own thing. And I remember we exchanged like, who is Delzy? And he walked in and I was, it's him. So I let him get his coffee and whatever. And I just politely went up to him and said, excuse me, is your name Delzy? He's like, yeah. I said, well, actually, your friend Mary Ellen. He's like, oh my God, that's you. We took a selfie together. I sent to Mary Ellen. I had a lot of fun doing that, Mary Ellen. And Delzy says he can't wait to see you again. James L. Katniss is here. Hello, James. Welcome in.
Welcome in, James. Good to see you.
Okay, Laura says, I keep hearing mixed reviews on the food. How was it? I will give you one statement and kind of be broad, but I think this is going to kind of sum it up in a way. If you go on World America, whether it is specialty dining, whether it is included dining, main dining room, or whether it's buffet, all of the food that they do really well is the Italian and the Mediterranean fare. It's not that the American side isn't good. It's just not as good as some of your NCL or your Royal or some of these, other cruise companies that do predominantly American sailing and predominantly American style cooking and American chefs, things like that. So I don't think they really have the whole ball on American cuisine, but the Italian cuisine, don't miss Italian night in the main dining room. Get anything Italian. The gelato, like Eddie Lugo was talking about earlier. The espressos, if you like espressos or espresso martinis. The pastas, any of the pasta dishes, any of the Italian desserts. What's that one with the coffee on it that I like so much? Not tuffa. What's the coffee cake? The one with the coffee stuff on top of it. Oh my God, this is good.
I don't know.
You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, that
sprinkle.
Yeah, the coffee.
I can't think of the name of it.
It starts with a T. Once again,
terrasumo or something.
Tiramisu. Brain fart. Sorry, tiramisu. Their tiramisu was phenomenal. So yeah, stick on the Italian side. Like I went to the steakhouse, and a lot of the things were mostly American in the steakhouse. And I'm not saying that it was a bad meal. The service was phenomenal, but it wasn't a bad meal. It just was, like when you've had something and you've had it better somewhere else, like not discredit anything. I'm not saying it was gross, but when you've had something, but you've had it better. I had a ribeye, but you want to know what? I know I've had it better. I'm just saying. I've had better ribeyes. I'm sorry. Which bar was my favorite?
I hate to hear that because I went to a Butcher's Cut one time, and I think it was Divina, and it was not very good. And I was disappointed. All the other food, I liked all the other food that I had on the ship, except for the very first one I went on. And I really enjoyed it. I was so disappointed in that. And it was like $99 or whatever the cost was. And I was disappointed. It was like out of like Royal, I think Royal was top, Carnival was second, and MSC for the steakhouse.
Yeah, for the steakhouse. It was, I mean, it's decorated to the nines and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But again, I just don't think they're the American side of cuisine. I just don't think they have a full grasp on it yet. They'll get better. There's room for improvement. But yeah, it just wasn't my favorite. Let's see here. Which bar was my favorite? This is easy for me. So by day 2, I actually made a rule. I made a friend, but I also made a rule that I must go to Ola Tacos and Cantina every day and see my friend Myron, who you will see in my vlog pretty much every day, for a double tequila and soda. Now, he had my favorite tequila, which is Espolón tequila. And after the first Espolón, every time I walked by Ola, whether it was 7 in the morning, which he wasn't there in 7 in the morning, I'm exaggerating, but whether it was like 10 in the morning or whether it was, right before he was going to close for the night, he would always yell, "Mr. Scott, double tequila." And most of the time he'd be like, "No, I'm on my way to the show," or whatever. But I would always go in one time a day, sit down, have a double tequila, and as a good bartender, he would say, "Would you want water? Obviously, you should hydrate." And then, he'd let me get like 3/4 of the way down to my double tequila, and he would go, "Mr. Scott, would you like any tacos?" And even if I'm paying $3, shake me down, take my $3. I don't care. Yes, I want 2 carne asada tacos, and I want a tostada. Absolutely. So that was like a thing every day. And I told him, we were joking about it, that I was going to put him on my vlog. Not joking about it, but I was joking that I have to come and see him every single day. And it was a rule. So Ola Tacos and Cantina was my favorite. It was my favorite, not even bar. It was my favorite place on the ship, to be honest with you. Yep. And a lot of people I would have a lot of people that would come there also once a day, and we would kind of go at the same time. So we would see each other, and we kind of became like bar friends, kind of became like a little cheers for me. So Joe Hupp says, "I have an appointment later today. Gotta go get me back realigned." I hope your back does get realigned, my friend. It doesn't sound fun. Antoinette at Fun is here. Hello, Antoinette at Fun. And also in the chat too as well, Bill had put in this Antoinette at Fun link. This will also redirect on my side to our good friend Antoinette at Fun after us, and we will be off on time today. I am promising to do better at that, so we can get over there and watch her because she is a hoot. Travel Yes We See is here. Hello, Travel Yes We See. Great to see you. Scott looks dapper, and thank you very much. I might just wear it around my house one day. Sounds good. I'll be back for Off the Rails. I knew that. I knew that you were going to be laughing your butt off. Thank you very much. I want to go on a cruise with Dr. E. Heard he was phenomenal when he was on Carnival. I mean, I never had him on Carnival, but I had him passed, and we didn't talk about Carnival. We didn't talk about the loyalty program. I didn't ask him. He said he's been getting asked left, right, and sideways. It didn't matter to me, right? I wanted to talk to him at the root of what he does and, how he started and things like that. I'm not going to put it on my channel. That's not my type of thing. I'm not going to, interview cruise directors. That's something that I get to take for myself. So sometimes you need to have those things for yourself, Let's see. CNS says I cruised with Dr. E several times when he was on the Carnival Magic. Oh, there you go. There you go. Thank you, Eddie. I had a brain fart. Oh, my God. Is that where you saw him? Yes. Yep. That's exactly where I saw him. I also saw him on stage for the shows and things, and that's when I was going to actually go and try to find him after the show. But he walked into the coffee shop the same time I was. I know him. Tiramisu. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Love you guys. I'm not the only one who thinks their steakhouse isn't that great. Not seasoned. Yeah, it was cooked perfectly. The way that I wasn't very happy. It was fine, but it was just like, I've had better, right? And even the sides were good, but like, how could you mess up a mashed potato? You put a little butter, you put a little sour cream or a little whatever.
Well, it was average, or as young people say, mid, at best. I mean, I was really disappointed. Yeah, don't. Why are you gonna laugh? I'm trying to be hip. I'm trying to go back to my younger days and get with the terminology.
You are hip, Bill. You are hip. That was so.
Thank you, Scott.
Did they have live band music? Yes, they did. They actually had live band music of a lot of different live bands. Particularly some solos, some duets. We also had some in the promenade. They had them all over in kind of like different shifts. I think they were listed. I wasn't really taking a tune, honestly, to, following the bands around. I would just kind of go into a venue and be like, oh, there's live music here. But I know the brewery late night had live music. I know the promenade had live music, or at least a singer or a performer, or, somebody going through a ring and, juggling fire or doing some crazy stuff like that. And then down in the speakeasy, which we'll talk about towards next 15 minutes, we'll talk about the speakeasy. There was also performers down there. And then there was also some live music. I guess you could still call them shows, but I guess live music performances, such as Whitney, which of course you had to reserve, but it was a single soloist female singer. So I guess that is technically live music because she's singing it live. I hope. Anyway, singing it live. But yeah, so that was kind of their live band music. But a lot of the drinking venues that you went into, at least half of them had some kind of live band or live music.
Hey, Scott, one question for you. Did they have any shows where you had to pay to get in? On one or two of their ships, they had a show that you had to pay. It was like a minimal cost, like $8, but they gave you a drink to get into the show. It wasn't free. And I want to say it was probably Marivilia or maybe Davina, but I can't remember which one. And I just wondered if they did something like that on this ship.
I don't think so. Okay. Now, there were a couple times that Marilyn and Dylan said, go over to the screen and touch the screen because there may be some surprise pop-up shows that were not offered before the cruise that are only offered while you're on the sailing. So I went up to the screen a couple times. I was like, no, that was, later show. Yep, I'm already booked. So I never actually saw a pop-up, but it could have been a time when I was doing the cliffhanger or doing the slide where it popped up. Because they had a lot of midday shows, which was kind of out of the realm for me. So I was like, wait, I'm seeing a show at 1:00, but I'm also seeing one at 7. They're completely different. And they're both before I'm eating dinner. I'm like, what reality am I living in? Am I in Alaska again? What's going on? Embarkation Nation says, I have to agree with Scott on this. About the food, but it was still overall really good. Yeah, the Italian fare, if you stick to the Italian side dishes, and I'm not telling you to go to Italy and spend, tons of money, but if you stick to the pizza and the pasta dishes and the Italian night from the main dining room, you can't go wrong. But, the baked potatoes and the steaks and the cowboy stuff, I don't know. maybe go on NCL for that. I also think Royal Steakhouse is pretty pitiful. Nobody beats Fahrenheit. Wow. The Carnival 555. I like that.
Yeah.
I can see this. I can see Virgin's Extra Virgin was my favorite rib. I can see Virgin doing American fare good and like fried stuff. I could see that. Let's see. Mary Ellen says I met him. Okay, love that. The Bud Files is here. Hello, Bud Files. Welcome in. Marjorie also joins us. Hello, Marjorie. The Traveling Gilberts are here. Hello, Gilbs. Happy Wednesday to you. Dulce Vita was one of my favorite regular bars. So there were a lot of partiers on this ship, whether they were younger or older. There were just a lot of vibing party people. So Dulce Vita and also Luna Park, which we'll talk about a little bit too. Luna Park, they were kind of used as like pre-party or like separate party venues. Like people would just be like, hey, I'm not going to the deck party, I'm going to Dulce Vita and I'm just going to dance my butt off the entire night. And I forgot, I'm sorry to go back to the live music. Dulce Vita every single night had live music. So when you heard the music, it was most likely coming from Dulce Vita and or a pre-party in Luna Park. Now Luna Park was a how do I want to compare this? Okay, so imagine Luna Park is like a smaller auditorium, kind of like close your eyes and imagine Virgin Voyage auditorium that was like guillotined and cut in half, right? So you don't get like the other side of the seating, you just get like the front. Okay, so it's just like Virgin Voyages. And they do game shows in there. They do VR in there, which you'll see a vlog of me freaking out on VR. You might have seen some of the pictures already. VR. They do arts and crafts in there. And they also do like these pre-party, like it was called pre-Miami nights. So everybody went in there and it was like a Latin kind of Miami fair, but they played in there for like 35 minutes, and then they brought everybody up to Dr. E brought everybody up to the deck to have Miami Nights on the deck. So yes, Dulce Vita was definitely one of those poppin'. They stayed open till I don't know, like 1:30, Mary Ellen, or 2 o'clock every night. I don't eat much meat, so I didn't even think about the steakhouse. Okay, no problem. We went to, so the three that we went to was Italy that I talked about, the steakhouse, and then Hibachi. So Hibachi was actually second favorite. Third steakhouse was the third, but the Hibachi still had your real hibachi experience. They actually still threw some shrimp and some eggs at you to try to catch. Carnival doesn't do that anymore. And then we had the package, the pay for the extra, I guess you could say, the supplement package. So we had to pay an extra $20, but that got us lobster and Wagyu, A5 Wagyu. So it almost battled for my favorite specialty restaurant. But when I show you what I had from the specialty restaurant, which I'm going to play in 1 second, this is why the dish from Italy was just slightly better than the A5 Wagyu. But I'm telling you, they cooked that Wagyu perfectly. They weren't throwing it. It was all arranged on the plate, nice, next to the right. Oh, and it was different courses, but they were all like prefix courses. So you didn't really have a choice of what came next. It was like, scallops and then shrimp and then half a lobster tail and then, fried rice. And then, it just kept coming. And the A5 Wagyu and so on and so forth. But before I get too far, let me show you guys what I had at Italy. All right, the upcharge. Wait, was that Italy? No. All right, the upcharge Parmigiano Reggiano. It actually looks really good though, and it looks really simple. It looks like a good meal for if you're going to drink after dinner. Which
I got some pork cheek.
This guy.
Everyone wants to try that. Of course, everyone wants to try the pork cheek too. Well, let's see, Scott.
The plate is warm.
It is warm.
It's
I
nice
gotta get some of the
elevation.
crusties on top. It's not really crusty,
on
but
top.
okay.
There's truffle and like extra Parmesan cheese put on there.
That's the carbonara, right?
Thank you.
Oh my god.
That's warm. Oh, I'm the regular.
Yo,
That's hot.
I just died and went to heaven. Oh my god. That will be gone before I leave here. For damn sure.
You have carbonara.
Oh my god.
No, you have something different.
You might not get a review of anybody else's dish because this
Well, I need to eat this because
Yes.
bomb.com.
scalp. You want some? You want one?
No. I'll have a little piece of it. I gotta get my pork.
Do I need to put that in my vocabulary, Scott? Bomb.com?
Bomb.com, Bill. It is SoBomb.com. I came home and I went right to the grocery store, and that dish is so easy that it's just salted butter. It's Parmigiano Reggiano. I know I got sideways for saying it the wrong way. Parmigiano Reggiano and black truffle, grated black truffle. So black truffle is on the way from Amazon, and then I am actually making or trying to recreate that dish.
Sweet.
It won't be as good cheese because this cheese obviously came from Italy. It came from Italy. It came on a blessed sheep, and I don't know. It was all this other stuff that they told me about the cheese, which is why it was, $1.5 million. But best meal that I had on the ship, hands down, over the pizza, over the tacos, that right there, that blob of pasta, best thing that I had. I can eat it every night. And I am not usually like that. Believe me. I'll have pasta, but that pasta every night, every hour. The pop-ups aren't announced. See, there you go. It's kind of like a secret.
Well, that's why it's a pop-up. If it was announced, it would be a show.
That's right. We got to go back. Captain Cherry, is it a pop-up or is it a not pop-up? That's a throwback joke. Sorry. The Cam Fam is here. Hello, Cam Fam. Popping in, but can't wait to listen to the full replay. We'll appreciate that. I know you guys have so many questions. I do like Lavazza, so I'll be okay. Now, gelato, watch out. Ooh, yes, they have a gelato shop. And then I don't know if you're going to do specialty dining, but you should do Italy, Eddie. They have a gelato sampler at the end for dessert for free. Included, obviously not free, but included in the menu. Lots of the dancing in Dolce Vita, multiple groups in the bar at night. They rotate, so they all get breaks without lots of quiet time. Yeah, 100%. Without lots of quiet time for breaks. 100%. It was jamming in Dolce Vita. Jamming. Ship stayed up late, so much later than me. I mean, I was in bed before the ship and before No Pants and before everybody else. Well, except for Mark. Me and Mark were kind of like similar cruisers. So like in a half an hour, we would both go back to funny seeing you here. Yep. All right. Well, we're the old ones, I guess you could say. Hello, Mandy. Welcome in, Mandy Smith. Great to see you. No more throwing food. Actually, no, except for the American food. I didn't want to throw any food because the food was actually pretty good. The Italian food, once I got like over the third day hump, and I was like, okay, let's just order like Mediterranean and Italian food. Stick away from everything else besides like breakfast where you got to get the eggs and stuff. But the eggs were still real eggs. They weren't those fake, crappy eggs. They were real eggs. They had over easy eggs there that you take out with a spatula. They gooed or they yolked or whatever you want to say. So breakfast was pretty dang good. Regina Nixon is here. Hello, Regina Nixon. Welcome in. Yes, about 1 a.m. for mixed drinks. Could get beer until about 1:32 a.m. I know they were jamming in there. They were having so much fun. Everybody. I just walked in and I just felt so out of place because I was like, I'm late to the party. Nobody wants somebody late to the party. Everybody was like, sweating. Their shirt was off. Not shirt was off, but their coat was off, and they were all just like dancing and doing the salsa and Rhino Rex says visuals cannot be described as how rich the dish was. I know it really can't. Honestly, it really can't. Huge bite. It was a huge bite. If there is going to be an upcharge, it better be good. And that's what I'm telling you. My buddy Rich was like, if you like pasta and you like creaminess, this is going to be worth it. I promise the $16 is going to be worth it. And it was worth every single bite. Scratch and Pete is here. Hello, Scratch and Pete. Welcome in. I skipped the dining room most nights in favor of the shows. Only ate at the MDR the 14 nights. Wow. Interesting. Well, I will have to say, I think our dining room staff, we had the La Fagalia, the dungeon, down in deck number 5. I felt like they might have been a little understaffed or a little overwhelmed with bigger tables. I mean, we did order a lot of food, but it just seemed like the food was taking forever. And when I say forever, I mean by 45 to an hour in, we still haven't gotten appetizers.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was. And the maitre d' even came over and was like, and we were like, well, we ordered like 4. Oh, okay, let me go in the back and we'll rush it out. 20 minutes went by and we didn't see the maitre d'. We didn't see anybody. We're like,
wow,
we got to go to the speakeasy soon. And we got like 25 minutes to eat everything.
Wow.
This ain't happening. And we told them we had to speak. Oh, we'll come right back out. We got it. So, I think that they were a little overwhelmed. Like I said, we ordered a lot, but yes, Marianne and Dylan, I did the same thing, except for the Italian night, and except for two other nights. So 3 nights total. We actually ate in the dining room. But the Italian night, don't miss the Italian night. It goes crazy. Let me tell you. Oof. From the show to the people getting up, and obviously if they're a little bit more on the Italian side and they know the words, then everybody's dancing and swinging their napkins and doing the Italian chant. It was crazy. Amy is here. Hello, Amy. Welcome in. One pop-up is below Ola Tacos on the promenade. Oh, yes. Okay, so if you're talking about those pop-up shows, I definitely saw some of those pop-up shows. I didn't know that was what you were referring to. I thought they were going to be offered on the screen, so I was just going over on the screen and looking for pop-up shows. But I did see some of the pop-up shows in the promenade. Let's see here. Jory's Gaming Bites is here. Hello, Jory. Welcome in. Look who is here. CCA, who wasn't supposed to be here. Hello, Liz and Chris. The buffet has a lot of hits and sugar cones. Hits and sugar cones. Oh, kids and sugar cones. Kids. Hits. Mine had a lot of kids. We had so many kids. God, so many kids. Let's see. MSC's Camel Rex sandwich is far superior to Park Cafe on Royal. MSC quality tender beef. I could eat that all day. Ooh.
Wow.
I didn't get a Camel Rex sandwich. I should have. Okay, so I am all the way down to the bottom. Give me 1 second.
I can't wait to go on this ship. I purposely, Scott, have not watched many videos because I want everything to be a surprise. Of course, I had to wait to see yours because I want to hear what you have to think about it. Also, I want to hear what you have to think about, just the ship in general. The vibe of the ship is more, I guess, my thing with you, the food, food this, food that. But my thing with you is, me personally, I think MSC has a different vibe than Carnival, than Royal, than Norwegian. And I just want to know what you think about it.
So the vibe was very different. I would say it is definitely more of a laid back freestyle vibe, more of an adult kind of vibe. Yes, there was a lot of kids on the sailing, but you didn't feel like, you didn't feel like there were 6,400 people on the ship. We had 6,400 out of 6,700, but you also didn't feel like anybody was like watching over you, right? There wasn't as much security presence. Everybody was just, the vibe of everybody was just, hey, I'm here to cruise, right? And everybody was kind of like doing their own thing and also in their own space within their own regard. And everybody was respectful to everybody, right? No matter really what you were doing. And like I said, yes, there were a lot of kids running around, but you got to take into account it was the end of June, beginning of July. Unfortunately, that's when the kids are out. So, I mean, the vibe was also diverse because you would go down the hallway and you would see the first person and say hi and they spoke English. You said the second person and they said arrivederci, and the third person spoke some language you didn't know. The fourth person spoke something you didn't know. The fifth person spoke English, and then the sixth person spoke Spanish. And you're like, oh, okay, this is completely different, right? There are so many different ethnicities that were on this ship from all different places, right? And these people didn't fly in like the Italians, right? They didn't fly in from Miami, or they weren't from Miami. They flew all the way from wherever they're from in Italy. So it was a different vibe. It was more of a, I guess you can say, Bill, pinky out kind of. I felt more left alone, and I felt more elegant, I guess you could say. It was more of like a hey, you're an adult. Do what you want.
Well, I did. I mean, I absolutely love the vibe on it, and the jazz that they play. I love it, Scott. And
they did have a lot of jazz music. You're right.
I mean, or even like the jazz version of pop songs. I mean, I just love the vibe, and
they did,
and associating with people from different countries that don't speak the language, and you're trying to communicate, and I mean, just talking. To me, that's what cruising is about. That's what travel is about, not just cruising. So when you go to these foreign countries and you go out and talk to like the locals, to me, that's what it's about. And these locals, people, we're talking about MSC like it just started, like it's Margaritaville. It didn't just start. It's a popular over in Europe.
It is very popular.
I mean, and it's big over there. So when people want to come over here and visit from there, they find what they know. MSC. Oh, let's go on there. And the crowd, I mean, I love it. Now it takes a little, some people don't like looking directly into your eyes. So I mean, you have to get a feel of what's going on. They may not be rude. They may not know to wait in line at a certain point. I mean, you have to take it for what it is. But when I step on that ship, and I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. I'm doing old ships versus new ships, but I'm going to talk more about this then. But it's MSC. The ships they feel rich. You're not paying a premium price. It feels rich. It feels like an upscale cruise line, even though it's probably mid. But see, I used it in the right spot, didn't I? Okay.
Yes. Now, I won't go down too much down this road, but I did status match, right? And I am gold. Now I am platinum on Carnival. I will tell you, I have never had a better first impression from a cruise line, and I have never been treated better by a cruise line with the amenities and all. I didn't even get to use all the amenities and all the things that were put on my account as a gold member or a gold voyager. I didn't even get to use all of the things. So I myself am a big first impressions guy, and MSC left a really good first impression on what could be in the future. And again, maybe I'm not going to be MSC for life. I might have said that in my vlogs a couple times, but I'm not going to be MSC for life. But MSC have definitely left a very good cruise footprint, especially for being my first cruise. So let's see here. The Moonlight Adventures is here. Hello, Josh and Chastity. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. And the videos that I am about to show you, just to let you know, are not on the internet yet. Well, technically now they are in the internet, but what I have been doing is, since you guys showed up here, all of you guys are here, and you guys wanted to see some World America content that was not out yet. These are kind of sneak peeks into the vlogs that will be in the vlogs. So these are little pieces and parts, not telling you what days or whatnot, but the things that I'm playing are not actually released yet. Special for you guys in our award-winning show. Carnival Cruise acts like this. I'm late. No, you're not. Stop it. You're the best. You
so much.
Thank you. Let's give Liz the right super chat. Thank you very much, Liz. Appreciate you. Yes, World America is the best. And I was also watching some of the Moonlight Adventures vlogs before I went. So they have also went on World America, and they have some really good vlogs. So go and check them out. It is similar to the Jubilee, but better in so many ways. I definitely agree with you on that. Better in so many ways. Foodies Adventures is here. Hello, Foodies. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I'm late over here too. Look at Liz just ping-ponging everywhere. Thank you so much. Oh no. Whoops, that wasn't supposed to happen. Yes, it was. Just joking.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money talk. Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
I love that I have Bill Super Chat. I love that. And they go to Pizza and Burger. Yeah, Pizza and Burger was probably, so this is the one thing that I will say that I love the most about MSC. And I think I shared this with you, Bill, like midweek. The ease of getting food was a breeze. The ease of getting a hamburger, a hot dog, a piece of pizza, chicken fingers, chicken wings, gelato, a chocolate heart, candy, whatever you wanted. You had maybe a two-person line. And most of the time, 98% of the time, you ain't had nobody in front of you. You just walked up and you're like, oh, truffle pizza, I'll take it. Oh, mac and cheese, I'll take it. Nachos, I'll take it. And it was just whatever you wanted. And, you know, maybe somebody when you're like turning around to go away, they're walking up to get a slice of pizza and there's no line because there are so many different places. Pizza and burger, as Travius Weesey said, there, yes, it is kind of like a main hub for the pizza and burger, but there's like 4 other places on the ship to get pizza and burgers. And then there's another 3 other places on the ship to get fried food if you wanted fried food. And then there's like 5 other places if you wanted to pay for some of that fried food in a different version, I guess. I don't know, whatever. You can also do that too. So there was so many places to get food, so many places to get drinks that it just never ever felt crowded. Excuse me. The burger and pizza joint was money. It really was. Really was.
You know what, Scott? That's what it looked like. That with the food options that they had, they really improved on their food options. As from what I see on World America,
yeah, you had a lot to choose from.
You know, somebody had brought up Utopia. Utopia is probably my favorite ship. But if you start combining the ship, the vibe of the ship, and the cost, I mean, it just looks like World America is going to be my go-to ship.
I mean, it's top 3 favorite ships for me, without a doubt. World America. Law Jones said European. Yes, MSC actually stands for Mediterranean Shipping Company. So they started over in the Mediterranean area, but in the European area as a shipping company, and then they moved on to cruising. So yes, best thermal spa. I didn't get to use my hour of the thermal spa, and I remembered it as I was getting off the ship, Josh. I didn't use my hour. Why didn't I do that? I did take a tour, and you'll see the tour of the spa, but I don't know why I didn't go back. Scott felt upgraded by MSC. I did. I felt just treated very, very nice by everybody, and just the amenities and getting 20% off in the gift shop. I'm like, Carnival doesn't give me 20% off in the gift shop. I found a doc. You'll see that on my vlogs too. That said 50% off a specialty restaurant. I thought they were joking with me. I thought a travel agent hit it and they were trying to be funny, but little did I know that actual MSC officers hide those, and you can bring that for one fare to a specialty restaurant. And let's say Bill wanted to go by himself. If it was $55, it would be half of that if you presented the duck with the tag.
Wow.
And there were multiple around the ship. I only found one, but I ended up taking myself to Ola and Tacos and Cantina and doing the all you can eat. So that's not a vlog that I'm going to show you now, but all you can eat on Ola and Tacos and Cantina. So I never made the jazz bar. Did I make the jazz bar? I don't know if I made the jazz bar. I'm pretty sure I definitely did.
That's for the old people. That's for me and my generation. I live in there.
This is what you would really like, Bill. Most sophisticated adult decor and furniture by any big ship, World America. Yes. Clock Family Adventures is here. Hello, Clocky. Welcome in. Bus buffet for cruising for the money. Yes. And the great thing about the buffet was there were 2 decks for buffet, 18 and 19, right? And they were full buffets. Now, they had 2 sides on each one of the buffets. And the great thing was, even sometimes when they said the buffet was closed, you would kind of walk around and then take the stairs and then go around, and you would always find a buffet open. Even if they said, no, it's closed, there was always a little section of the buffet open with something. And it was always blew my mind, and it was never really busy. And then obviously during dinner and lunch and breakfast hours, all of the buffets were open. Well, they had one open mainly, and then they were using the other one to get ready. They were really smart, because then they would do breakfast up here. They would get lunch ready down here. Then they would have lunch down here. They would be getting dinner ready up here, so it was never like one place to just be a main buffet. So yes, best buffet in cruising for the money, because it never felt crowded, and you never just felt angry that you were standing on line, and you were never sweating. Well, I was sweating, but you weren't normally sweating on the line because you're only like 4 or 5 people deep.
Right.
Had an infinite ocean view, and it was amazing. Yes, we had what did we have? We had a regular balcony. It was okay if we didn't have 3 grown men in there. I'd be nervous about the food. I'm super picky. I can't find anything on Carnival, but don't know if I could on MSC. If you like Italian and Mediterranean fare, you would definitely like MSC food for sure. There he is, one of my cruise mates, Mr. Booze. Mr. Booze, how are you doing in your first week back? I'm hating being back in Arizona. Not in Arizona. I'm just hating being back. I wish we could be on World America, Booze. Let's see. Italy is a banger. Totally a banger. Great ad by MSC. Really, really good ad. Hopefully I enjoy the seascape as much as I enjoyed the World America. I hope you do too. I really hope you do too. Okay, so let me show this real fast. Some of you guys might have seen this either in my Mighty app, or you might have also seen it on Facebook. But I did get to actually ride that dry slide, the 11-story shark dry slide, and that's right here. All right, let's do this. The jaw drop.
Whoop. Your feet goes in there. Open the mat.
Yep.
Inside the sack.
Inside the sack. Feet go in the mat. I'm gonna put my bag in here.
Okay. And now just scoot. Push yourself. Scoot.
Scoot. Okay, here we go.
Scoot.
Here we go.
There we go. Scoot. Lay down.
Oh! Shit! Woo! Oh, damn it. Come on, fat boy. Oh. Woo!
Did you scream enough, Scott?
No, I didn't scream enough. That was definitely the goal, to scream. Oh man, that was funny. You actually should have seen it too. And that same day, there was like a 92-year-old woman that went down, and she screamed louder than I did, and she came shooting out of that thing like, there were people around recording from the top, from the bottom. She was having the time of her life. Let me tell you, if you're watching this, Granny, I commend you for going down that thing and being 92. Let's see. Yeah, I found plenty of food. No worries. Yeah, there was so many different food options too, not just one type of pizza and burgers. There were so many different things. Let's see here. Oh, Mrs. Booz is here. Hello, Lisa. Welcome in. Great to see you. Thank you for joining on your personal side. We love that. The condiment machines needed calibration. Well, guess what? The condiment machines weren't even on. So between when you went on and when I went on, something happened with those machines, and they were not even using them. They were just cups. So yes, Bill, there was ketchup.
Oh no. That brought back bad memories right there.
I almost threw Bill back at the PTSD with no ketchup and ice. No, there was both of those, I promise.
Good.
No, so your best meal there was tacos. No, my best meal there was the upcharge Parmigiano Reggiano Taffa Falula at Italy. That was my favorite. Ola's was my favorite spot to be. Just every day I went there. They had my tequila. They knew what I wanted. And yes, it is the best Mexican food in cruising by far. I don't care if it was $3. The tostada was $4. The burrito was like $12. I didn't get the burrito. I got it when it was all you can eat, but the food was cheap. Yes, and no lines. Heavenly. That was it. What about salads? Yeah, there was 2 salad bars. Yeah, there was 2 salad bars, Vicky. Very easy to get salad. And apparently the salad at dinner was also really good too. At the main dining room. What did the boys get? Caesar salad? Parmesan? Caesar. I think it was a Caesar salad. They like that. Took like 45 minutes to get there, but they like that. Your favorite couple is here. Hello, your favorite couple. They're on World America right now.
They are.
They wouldn't take me as a stowaway. I wanted to go on just one more week. Best specialty dining deals too. Yes, I did the trilogy too. The 3 specialty dinings. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it was 3 specialty dinings, and you got to choose. We did it as kind of a group, the 5 of us. So we kind of went around all of them together. Some of our party doesn't remember being there, but we were all there. The secret ship is amazing. Yes, we can talk about the secret ship. So the secret ship that you guys are talking about, since we are eclipsing an hour, I'm sorry, Antoinette, is actually the secret speakeasy. Now, we actually got to go to the secret speakeasy twice, and that is only because in the first time that we went to the speakeasy, we only got to see the first show. Now, the first show was more of the tame show out of the 2. My friend Rich did have a friend that did bartend there, so he wanted us to come back. He knew that we were on social media. He knew we had YouTubes and stuff like that. And World America is very good about about knowing that they're on camera. Let's just say the performers, the waiters, everybody knows that everybody is hot and filming MSC right now. So they know that they're going to be a presence. So they like to reward content creators, right, that are going to put MSC out on the YouTube world. So they invited us back for a second night because the naughtier of the two bands were going to be there. I wouldn't say naughty, but they were more of the Mediterranean band. So they were actually the Italian band. And what I'm going to show you now, I'm going to show you how we entered, or the phone booth, and then I'm going to show you the Italian side of the speakeasy. We actually had some Italians that were there. The band recognized they were Italian. They also recognized they were Italian. They were going in Italian at each other. And then we had an American and Italian battle because there were a lot of Americans that were like, I don't know what they're saying. And then they started shouting at us, fun, in all fun light. We started shouting at them and we were going back, America, Italy, America, Italy. So, all right. So this is the World America phone booth. So that was taken during the day. I just want to show you, it is just a regular phone booth, but the actual backside of that is actual little door. Now, you can gain access into the speakeasy by two ways. One, if you are at a bar or you're somewhere at a venue and you look like you are a group, or you look like you're just somebody that likes to have fun, and either an officer or a crew member sees you, they will approach you and ask you if you would like to know a secret, or you would like to go to a secret location, secret bar, which is the secret speakeasy. Now, when World America first started, they were giving out coins to get into the speakeasy. There were too many YouTube creators and too many content creators that somehow or another decided to take their MSC coin home. And now there are a shortage of these coins.
Oh, wow.
However, they have now changed. Instead of giving coins, they give you a 4-digit code, which always changes. It never stays the same.
Okay.
And it is good for only your party. So let's say me and Warmstrong, they would approach and say, how many people in your secret party? I would say 2. Okay, 4, 5, 9, 2. Right. And then you would show up. They would open that little door after you picked up the phone. And then you would go into the speakeasy. You couldn't technically film going to the speakeasy because you were technically going through crew area, and they didn't want you to film that. But once you got into the speakeasy, you could film the experience. You can film the songs, the dancing. And this was the second night, which got a little bit more crazy.
Don't you come back no more. What you say is the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Take the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. 'Cause I don't want
Now, I know they were singing American, but after that song, when they started singing Italian, is when I didn't want to really show it. But I will say one of those band members ended up shirtless. There were a bunch of waiters that ended up shirtless. They were all guys, ended up shirtless. They were all dancing around. The Italians were dancing. It got wild. They were playing the guitars from the back of their heads like this, like off the rails, crazy nuts. Now, what I will say about the speakeasy, about the drinks, down there, your drink package does not work. Now, that is by design because they do have to pay the entertainers. The entertainers are on a set contract. The waiters and waitresses that are down there are also on a kind of a separate set contract. So it does cost a little bit more to actually to provide that. So all of the drinks were around $22-ish, but all of them were, flamed with candy bacon, or they had something coming off the side, or they would come to you if you, drink whiskey, they would open up a cube that had smoke that would just like wallow out, and you would just grab your drink and it would look all mystical, and there were like twigs hanging out of the drinks, and it was all elaborate, nothing like gin and tonic. This was like way more elaborate than just a gin and tonic. It was more obviously about the experience. Nobody really got more than one or two because they also were very strong, but they were more of your sophisticated craft cocktails down in the speakeasy. Let's see here. Let me get down to the bottom. We're almost done. Promise. I know you guys want to know so much. And if you guys want to ask any last questions, not last, but as I get down to the bottom, we will wrap this up. Let's see. World America is the best mega ship floating. All in all, a true beauty. Yes. The venues feel like street venues, not cruise ship. Example, the cafe is a true cafe and not a mere coffee stand. It really is. It really is. And I know for me, because I'm a coffee snob, I know it's dressed up a lot to look like a fancy coffee shop. For me, travel, I wish they would rent out those carafes that are on the wall because I asked. There was about 9 or 10 of the same ones that I used, the little pour over. You guys seen my stuff at home, the glass carafe. No, those are just for show. I'm like, for show? Just I have some ground up coffee. Like, you can't just let me use that on the wall. They're like, no, we can't. I'm like, you guys are supposed to be like, okay, can you do it? Like, do you have pour over? No, we only have drip. I'm like, well, are you guys really a fancy coffee shop if you only have drip? I mean, there's V60, there's French press. Don't get me started. So, yes, it felt a little bit more of an upscale than like a Java Blue. What I actually really liked was across the street. I never got to sit down at the Greek restaurant, but what I really did like was the grab and go. I forget the name of the restaurant now, but Travel, tell me the name of the Greek restaurant across the street. Paxos. They had a little like window that was called Paxos on the go. And they had 4 different menu items there, 3 of which you could actually get at the sit down dining. But the one that you couldn't was just grab and go was souvlaki, whether it was chicken, it was pork, or it was beef. And I love me a good souvlaki. And it was only $8. And it came like, grab and go, unwrap it and eat it in a pita. And it was great. It wasn't the best that I've ever had, best on a cruise ship that I've ever had by far, but it was great for $8. I was like, definitely worth it. Definitely got me to dinner or got me over whatever my hunger was. And it was great. And yes, you'll see that on the vlog too. VentureCast is here. Hello, VentureCast. Welcome in. Yes, Mark, I was talking about you. Come on, fat boy, that's me. They need to grease that thing. I know. I went down like towards the end of the night. So yeah, there was not much in that. Scott, those screams didn't take you all the way. Louder get you straight to the end. It did. I know. I was like, I saw. Let's see. They were pouring ketchup. Mine didn't say anything. Mine didn't pour nothing. They were all broken, every single one of them. Let's see. Comprehensive salad bar, great grilled salmon in the buffet. I didn't even get the salmon. They grill it all night in front of you. Yes, they do. So you know that it's fresh. Thanks, Gil, for coming in. Appreciate you. I just want that bread and butter with my teppanyaki. Oh my god. My funny Mark, somebody else asked for bread and butter at the teppanyaki, Mark. God. I never got around to doing the drop slide. You want to know what? I actually never got around to doing any of the wet slides, to tell you the truth. With it being heavy as it was, every time I went up there to go to the VR slide or I went to go to the drop slide, that was the only line that was on the ships for the damn water slides. So, and it was all kids, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not standing. No. So, yeah. And then the couple times that I thought that it was open later, I went up there and there was nobody up there, but that was because it was closed. So, let's see. I've been to a speakeasy in Nebraska. It was pretty cool. Yeah, this was definitely a really cool experience. Definitely a cool experience. Well, Amarillo. Ooh, when I lived there, I thought there was just one of everything. I didn't even think there was a speakeasy there. Entertainment was great. Queen Symphonic and Dirty Dancing. Yes, both Mark and I saw both of those together. Actually, Mark and I had a little solo dolo mandate to Dirty Dancing because Richie had already seen it, so he was sleeping, and Mark and I were the only one that was scheduled for Dirty Dancing, and it was I wouldn't say it was packed, but there were a decent amount of people there for a matinee, 1 o'clock. Let's see here. Hello, Tiffany. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy to see you. Big Murph is here. Hello, Big Murph. Great to see you. I got drunk really fast in the speakeasy. Yeah, they hit it out of the park, and they make some strong drinks. All I had to tell her was tequila, not too sweet, and not really too sour. Like, don't just give me like a tequila sour. Oh, we don't have tequila sour here. And they came back with some kind of crazy name. Had mezcal in it, but man, oh man, it was whew. The drink package not working is surprising. Where? The drink package was working everywhere. Oh, the drink package, yes. So the only place that the drink package did not work was down in the speakeasy. But again, because they have to pay the staff that's down there. It worked on the private island. Guess what? It don't work on the private island at Carnival. Just saying. Even though there were a lot of misses in the specialty venues, price was great. We paid $111 for 3 restaurants, same as I. As I recall, that was included gratuities if there were any. Yes, that was the special that we got too. It was discounted plus they offered to pay the gratuity. So yeah, I think it came out to 109 or 111 or something like that. Sophisticated pinkies up, yes. Skipper worked the Lido during the day, yes. Was there a sail away party? Yeah, there was a sail away party. It was definitely no Carnival sail away party. They were up there. They were definitely dancing. I don't know if Dr. E was there. I think the assistant cruise director, I forget her name, I'm sorry, but the assistant cruise director was up there, and there were enough people dancing, and you definitely felt like there was a sail away. But what I think was happening right during sail away, everybody was like also like either at the end or like the middle of their exploring the ship. And they were like either in the botanical pool, or they were getting a hot dog, or they were like, down at Pizza and Burgers, or they were in Luna Park, or they were like somewhere else, just like exploring the rest of the ship. And they were like, oh, wait, it's 6 o'clock. We're sailing away. We're sailing away. Because World America is the last ship to leave. So bummer about the coffee. I'm like that with tea. Prefer loose leaf tea. They had loose leaf tea there, I believe. But have to settle on a cruise ship. I don't think you would have to settle on World America. I think they had loose leaf tea, I believe. Yeah, we know, Mark. Did somebody say bread and butter? No, Addie, get away from my butter and bread. Question: can I bring my Yeah, you can bring your fan. Sorry, I had practiced that so many times, and I couldn't even get it at the right time. And yeah, why do I have a hand fan that says "Let's get baked"? Don't ask me. Let's see. Did you see the Dirty Dancing show at night? The day and night shows are different. No, I did not go to the Dirty Dancing celebration. I don't know what I was. Oh, we were doing specialty dining during the Dirty Dancing celebration, but my friend let me know of the two, the Dirty Dancing matinee show was more of the one that everybody's talking about and everybody wants to see. And it was really cool. Honestly, they played the whole Dirty Dancing in the background. I didn't play it here because I didn't want to get us copyrighted. I'll do that on my own. But they played Dirty Dancing in the back, the whole movie, and then at different parts and different scenes they would come out and it would kind of like a theater musical, and they would play different songs and do different things. Cruising Complete is here. Hello, Barry, welcome in. Bear. Ronald asked, what is the number one thing you would like them to improve for World America? Oh, that is a good question. I think if they could improve the American fare just a little bit, I think that would really help attract more of the American market. I was kind of a little underwhelmed by the steakhouse, and I figured, with it being as dressed up and as sophisticated as it looked, I expected a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 steak, and it was like a 6.5. So I think if they could improve on one thing early on, as far as a first impression for me, it would be the American fare and the American food. Other than that, I don't know if it's just because I run hot, but I felt like some of the places on the ship were like you could hang meat. Like, I mean, it was like 63. Then the other places around the ship, you were like, do they even have the AC on? Like I am boiling. And I'm not talking about in the elevators. Yeah, I know they don't have AC in the elevators, but there were certain parts in the promenade where I was like, I was literally just cold, and now I'm hot, right? And it wasn't like I asked other people, they're like, yeah, like don't feel like the AC's on. So I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but I don't know if that's something they can improve on or if it's something I don't know I can improve on. I enjoyed both, but the evening shows were better, I thought. Okay. I did enjoy Queen. We did Queen Symphonic. We did Sin Sonic. And there was one other night show that I can't remember. Oh, it was the Magic Show. We did the Magic Show. Forgot about that. Let me see. Do I have any other? I do. Okay, so I have one more clip to show before we do our last little segment. But you also might have actually no, you guys didn't see this because this is from my point of view. So this was the bumper cars that we got to do. You'll see me and Richie You ever get hit on head on by a 300-pound man in a bumper car? Well, guess what? It didn't feel too good. So, but yes, the bumper cars were fun. That actually had a little bit of a line, but it was only like a 15-minute wait. We did end up waiting. No, actually, we did that right when it opened up. So there were a lot of kids waiting to go onto the bumper car. So I guess it was my own fault too as well. So how were the wings? So, okay. So if I could compare the wings, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The wings were just as good as Carnival's room service on the mid-level, right? Not the ones that you guys just saw that I had with Chris. Those were phenomenal. But let's just say maybe like the Dream, right? I rated the Dream kind of like kind of mid. So they were kind of just like that. However, as the week got on, I don't know if somebody complained or somebody said something, but they got better towards as the week went on. So they also changed the sauces from not just buffalo. They changed it to like barbecue sometimes. They had some lemon pepper that was just so weak. But then they started to get like crispier as the week went on. The first like 3 days, they were just like, you ever had a wing and it was like cooked, but the skin was still like. So here's the thing. They were free. They were hot. They were there. You can literally just pick up two. And most of the time, that's what I did. I went in, I got 2 or 3. I just ate them there real quick. And I left my plate. It was just kind of like a little, protein on the go kind of thing. And the ease of just getting the wings, and the ranch was right there. The blue cheese, good blue cheese, but the ranch and the blue cheese were right there. And boom, they were easy to get. That's how I'll answer your answer. I had 2 good sets of like crispy ones where I was like, why are these coming out on the 6th and the 7th day? Come on, man. But other than that, I would say the ease of them is what makes them better than Carnivals. The ease of just being able to walk up and get them. I was worried about you when you were eating the wings. Must have been really hot in that spot. Yes, it really was. The pizza and burgers, for some reason, I know I had asked a couple times, and the AC is on in here, but I was not the only one that was sweating. But I think it was because the pizza ovens and that place in particular had a lot of people in it at all times because people were eating, and it was a grab and go. So you would eat a piece of pizza, but then you would leave, but there were people coming in at the same time. So a lot of body heat was kind of going on. That's really what I was thinking about. And during my white night, I went down there in my white night and I ate 3 wings and I did not get a drip of sauce on myself. So
what?
Not on the vlog, but I am very proud of myself. I wanted to say that out loud. Not one drop. I didn't even drop my soda on myself. Like tequila and soda. That's right. Odyssey, Hall of Fame, Whitney, and the Patricia Baronair I also missed too as well. Let's see. Ex-lady driver says, isn't the point of going on a cruise to enjoy the sun and pool and destinations? It's not supposed to be an amusement park. I think yes and no. I think like cruising is great because it's kind of like to each their own. Either whether I'm on a cruise or whether I'm not, I'm really not a big pool goer. I'm not a really big beach layer. I will walk on the beach, don't get me wrong, but I'm not really like one to sit on the beach for hours on end. And I know people do that, and I'm not trying to take that away from you. If you like to do that, you like to read a book at the pool, or you like to relax at the pool, cool. But that's not really me. I'm more of an explorer at heart, so I like things to do. I like entertainment, and I have also never been on a ship like this with entertainment like the cliffhanger and the dry and all these other things. So I think yes and no. I think it's really of like kind of what you make of it. I know, Bill, you're more of like the kind of lounge and pool guy.
Well, I mean, but that's the beauty of a cruise ship. The water, I mean, the water slides and the go karts and bumper cars and all that. You don't have to do it.
No,
you can go lounge around the pool. So it's kind of the best of both worlds to me, and that's what I love about these larger ships. I may not do all that things. I make those slides. They can take that out and put a coffee shop in, and I'd be happy. But you don't have to do it, and you can do it. So yes, for some people, lounging on the chair, swimming in the pool, that's what they're there for. But other people, they like the entertainment. They like the shows. They like the food options. They do it. So yeah, to each his own in this case.
I definitely agree. I can see it both ways. I really can.
No, I mean, I'm going to talk tomorrow, people. I'm going to talk about old ships versus new ships. But there is a difference, and the old ships aren't for everybody. Old ships where you had like two restaurants and a couple little snack places and just a pool, and that's all you had. You didn't have the slides. But that's that old school cruising.
It is,
and a lot of people still like that. And a lot of people, ex-lady, I believe what it was.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people like that more than this entertainment for any kind of entertainment you want is available. So, no, yeah, I mean it's a different vibe. But these larger ships, they're getting it down to a science where if you want to lounge, you can. If you want to do slides and roller coasters and all this other stuff, you can. I like it. I like it, but I don't have a bad time on any ship. But I really do like lounging around, having a drink, smoking a cigar.
I think World America really opened my eyes to what new cruising really is. I might have thought before I went that I knew what new style cruising was. And I will have to admit, all of you guys right now, even though I went on the Jubilee, I got a taste of it, but I really didn't know what new style cruising was. So when I was talking, I guess I really only knew old style cruising, right? Carnival Dream, Carnival Magic, right? They're not as old as old makes it seem, but it is still an older style of cruise. Right, again, with only 2 or 3 or 5 different dining venues, one place to see a show, one set show time, right, things like that, and of course, no dry slides or cliffhangers or anything like that, no bumper cars, no IMAXs. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested to hear the old style versus new style, but what I will say, I think that this has opened my eyes to what really new style cruising really is. Captain Billy J is here. Hello, Captain Billy J. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday to you. Mary Ellen said, where did you get the wings? I got the wings at Pizza and Burgers over towards the back right corner. They had pizza and wings, and then they also had a tray of French fries right there. Yes, in Pizza and Burgers. Yes, that's correct. Let's see. You don't roll out the good wings at the beginning. Like, I mean, I guess so, but I'm like, why? You didn't even finish the skin. It's like pulley. Like, no, that's my mozzarella cheese. Like, no, I don't want to pull the skin of my. Cruising. You do as much as you want, or as little as you want. That's right. Everyone cruises different. And that's what I really liked and enjoyed about the group that I went on. And I went with Rich before, but with Mr. Booze, and we also had another friend of ours, Ryan, there, and a couple other couples too as well that No Pants knew. So it was very much kind of like, hey, if you want to do this, this is where we're going. Shot o'clock is at this time. We would always have a shot o'clock at the sports bar, 4:20 or 5 o'clock or 3:20, and we would all meet up there. But if you didn't want to do it, right, nobody was like, hey, we're waiting for you at shot o'clock. They just do shot o'clock. It's like, okay, Scott's doing something, or Ryan's doing something, or whatever. It was just very much of an independent, like our group in general was very much of an independent style, do what you want. Also went with MSC too. Let's see. You got to have something for the kids. Roller coasters, bumper cars, slide. I mean, yeah. I mean, it really kept them busy, and there was so much to do for these kids. Minus even just the clubs that you could drop them off. The Ocean K Club, the little Voyagers, and the Teeners, or whatever they called it. They had 3 different sections, but there was also so much other stuff to do outside of those clubs for the kids. They had roller skating, they had drone flying, they had, oh my God, they had so many other things. Yeah, you drone flying. They let you fly the little drones inside, supervised, but they would set up like an obstacle course for the kids. And then, let's see. In all my cruises, I think I've only been on 1 water slide. I've been on a lot of Carnival water slides, I will say that. That hits my cruise perspective. The ship is not that's my cruise perspective. The ship is the destination. Old ship, new ship does not matter to me, but I love an older ship built in 2005 as well. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay, so I think I am all the way down to the bottom. If you guys don't have any more questions, let me make sure I don't have anything else. Bill, I am going to save our little segment till next week. Because we are like an hour and a half, but yeah, we have another segment coming next week, as long as we don't go as long as we did this time. But this was definitely something that we wanted to talk about. I know you guys wanted to know about World America. I definitely wanted to tell you guys about the speakeasy. But Bill, yeah, do you have any other closing questions for me?
No, I mean, Scott, I'm trying hard. I'm not to get too much information. It really sounds like 7 days is not going to be enough for me. I don't even plan on getting off the ship. Maybe Ocean Key. I might get off for just see it. I saw they were doing some improvements, so I might get off just to see some of the improvements. But yeah, I may not get off the ship because I really want to see all the venues. I want to see all the shows. I want to try all the restaurants. I can't wait. And
I love that.
But I don't want to get too much information ahead of time. I like to explore. I'm kind of like you. I like to explore.
Okay.
So we're going to say it. I'm going to watch your stuff, Scott.
I love it.
But other than that, not too much.
I love it. Well, what I will say is maybe next week, since you have also been to Ocean K, I have been for the first time. Maybe we can do a special show on Ocean K. We can continue some more of the World America talk and the MSC talk, but we can kind of bring it towards one centralized location, one that I have never been to before this, but Ocean K. And I think there's a lot of really good points to make about Ocean K that are different from Carnival's Half Moon K, and even some of the other ones maybe that you have been to too. So I can tell you about some of the things that may or may not have changed, and we can kind of just have a conversation about Ocean K for some of those people that are also curious about that private.
That sounds good. And I think it's, for me, Ocean Key is kind of what I like about going to a beach. It might not be for everybody because some people want all the excursions and things like that. I want a beach. I want a bar, a little place to buy snacks, or I'm sorry, to get snacks. You don't have to. Most private islands, you don't have to buy snacks.
No, you don't.
Almost. Some of them, it sounds like you might have to after your first taste. Anywho, I do like it. You're no tender needed. You're right there. I mean, and one of the biggest things that I love about it, for a lot of. In July, I'm going on, Seascape. It stays overnight.
Oh,
so you're there overnight. You party to midnight.
That's cool.
You can come back and get up in the morning and walk to the beach. And it's like this. I wish more cruise lines would do late departures. I know it's tough, but I wish they could do more. But MSC, they do it right.
They do. They do. And again, just as, we won't spoil it, but they also, at the very ease of getting a drink or even getting food on the island, is much like the culture on the ship. So they have a lot of places, a lot of bars, a lot of, they actually have 2 now buffets that they've opened up over there. So it feels very much open, and it does not feel crowded. So yes, Ocean K ain't no Coco K. And I think with that, I think we will close the show so we can talk about Ocean K next week. Ocean K was nice. I really like the Lighthouse show. Yes, actually, you want to know what? I will show you guys the Lighthouse show next week. I will bring some more unreleased footage because that vlog won't be out by next week. So thank you guys for coming on into Cruise Talk Live. Thank you guys for the great messages that I got while I was on board. Thank you for following along on the stories. And again, thank you to all of our mods. Thank you to all of our members. And thank you to everybody here that is a lover of Cruise Talk Live like Bill and I are. So until next week, Bill, what do you got going on tomorrow? You let everybody know before we get out of here.
Tomorrow, I am going to do Banter with Bill at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and talking about old ships versus new ships. Which one's better? Obviously, it's going to be a personal preference, but you'll be surprised. I mean, especially as you get older, your values of what cruising is changes. So tomorrow, 7 p.m. And also, I have and I don't even know I have a video coming out like 6:45 premiere. I don't know which one it is. Japan, someplace in Japan.
Oh, we love that. Bill, we'll be at the premiere, and we will be there to watch.
6:45 tomorrow. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Scott, what do you have going on?
Nelly, hello too. Just wanted to say hello to you before we get out. And Team Reese Travels is also here. Hello, TRT. Great to see you. So tomorrow, after your an hour after your banter, I will be doing Thirsty Thursday trivia. Please bring all of your pina coladas because tomorrow is Pina Colada Day. So make sure you got one for each hand. You know, it is a little late night show. So at 9 o'clock Eastern, you can join me for Thirsty Thursday trivia. I'm sure I will be giving out something from MSC. I know I'll be giving out something from MSC. And Friday, we have Travel Cake Trips joining us on the match game. So 8 o'clock, please join us for the match game and Travel Cake Trips, Kathy and Bryant. And then Saturday, since I got home and so many of you sent me mugs while I was home, there will be a special mug shots feature, and I will be doing my podcast. I promise I won't cancel because I have so many mugs to show. We're not showing all of them. One is getting a showing, but I will be there on Saturday, even though I might cancel. No, I'm not going to cancel. I will be there on Saturday. So that is my skit. A churro, Japan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Keisha. I appreciate it.
Will there be a red carpet at the premiere? Yes, there will be.
No, it's not. It's Hakodate, I believe, Keisha.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. All right. Well, it's a Haka.
The other one is next week. See, Keisha, I'm confusing Keisha because I have video for next week too already. So anywho, Japan tomorrow, someplace in Japan. Be there, be square.
Oh, Lord. All right, guys. We will see you later. And Bill, what do we always say?
Always, as always, Scott, stay strong and embrace the journey. And we will, Keisha, I'm deducting from your pay.
No,
oh, that's right. We will see you soon. We love you guys.
Wait, you didn't say it.
I did. I just said it.
No, you didn't.
Did I cut it off? Stay strong and embrace the journey.
We go. Thank you.
I did say, rewind. Okay,
All
maybe
right.
I did say. Maybe I cut off because I was looking at something else.
And make sure and go over to Antoinette at Fun and apologize that we went a half hour into her show. But
blame Scott. Blame Scott. But this was good information. I was ready to stay. I forgot it. Sorry, Antoinette. I was really ready to stay here all night because I wanted to hear everything about MSC. And with the people that you had in here, everybody was knowledgeable. They've all been on it, which I'm upset because I haven't been on it yet. But it's such great information for me. Anyway, sorry, Antoinette.
Yes, and we will continue next week. We're going to talk about Ocean K, but still bring your questions about MSC and also about World America. We will be back here next week, I promise you. And please go on over and give a little Cruise Talk live raid to our friend Antoinette. Both of our streams should redirect over to her. Otherwise, it is pinned at the top of both of our chats. So thank you guys very much. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.